Gary, I can see you're clearly disappointed. What was your view of the 90 minutes?
Yeah, disappointed. I thought first hour of the game, I thought both teams just kind of cancelled each other out. It was really tight, nothing in the game at all. And then it's a good goal for their point of view. We get caught in the counter attack, lose a goal. Second goal's a great finish for the lad. But I thought he was probably the difference between the two teams. Dobby, he's got that wee bit quality in the final third, and we came unstuck with the 2 goals he scored.
How did you look to set up today?
Well, we went with an extra midfield player, but we wanted the 2 of them to get up and touch. And the game plan worked okay first half. We did okay in spells. We didn't really test the goalie enough, but we were comfortable in the game. As I say, both teams had kind of cancelled each other out. And then obviously when we go a goal down, we have to open up a wee bit more than that, and they caught us in the counter attack.
We started quite brightly in the second half, but we find ourselves 3 goals down. Did you feel that we pressed enough? What was the key difference there?
No, I think the biggest thing, the last half an hour, 35 minutes of the game is, they looked to be first to a lot of the balls. That was one of the disappointing aspects from my point of view today. We were second best too many times the last half an hour. So the boys know that. We've got to make sure that we respond. It's 2 bad results in the league, but we didn't become a bad team overnight. But we've got to get back to moving the ball quicker, working harder. And if we do that, we can pick up again next week.
Second league defeat in the bounce, 3 if we include Forfar. How's the spirit? How are you feeling about things?
Yeah, well, we're disappointed obviously because you didn't want to lose games. That's one thing that we're trying to install here. You want to be hurting at losing. And the boys are, to be fair to them, they're a great bunch of boys. I don't think any player goes out deliberately not to do their job. But today, too many times, we didn't do enough in terms of in the final third. That's been one of the disappointing things for me the last 2 games. We've got forward-thinking players, a lot of forward-thinking players on the pitch, and we need to do better in the final third.
John gets one back late on. He's clearly a handful in the box. Is that a bit of a target that you've set for him to get a few goals across the season?
Yeah, I think he's got to. I think you're looking at set plays, and that was another disappointing thing today. Our set pieces, we kept hitting the front man. We put one good ball into the box and scored for it, so we've got to brush up on that as well. But just say to you, it's a couple of defeats that we're not happy about, but we didn't become a bad team overnight. We're still in a healthy position in the league, but we've got to make sure that we do better.
Jason Thompson misses out today. Any update on him?
Yeah, I was disappointed with that. Obviously Jason was penciled in to start the game. I think you can see when he's missing, it's a big blow for us, but he's got a wee knee problem and a bit of tendinitis, so he wasn't fit to play. And we're a wee bit short in the areas of the team, so it'd be good if we can get Jason back for next week because he's certainly a big influence in the team.
Back to Starks Park, we'll be looking to redress the balance at home.
Yeah, without a doubt. As I say, I didn't get too carried away when we started the season well, and I'm not going to get too disappointed at a couple of defeats, but we certainly need to do better in the final third.
Cheers, Gary.